Mainly, most animals are able to perform the metabolic reaction and all physiological functions at optimum in a narrow temperature. For example, if we talk about humans, then the optimal temperature for their metabolic reaction and physiological function is around 37 degrees centigrade. In some bacteria, the temperature is around 30 degrees centigrade, and for fungus, the optimum temperature is around 25 degrees centigrade. So many organisms can perform their function in very narrow temperature range. But there are many organisms which can live in that extreme higher temperature to which humans cannot survive. For example, archaebacteria. The archaebacteria are that type of bacteria which live in various extreme conditions or higher extreme conditions, and the organisms or bacteria which are able to survive at higher temperature is known as thermophiles. Now if we take example of Thermus aquaticus, mainly this type of bacteria are found in deep sea hydrothermal vents and the hot springs, and in these regions the temperature is around 100 degrees centigrade. Now common range for bacteria that can live in higher temperature, that is for the thermophile bacteria, they can live from the temperature 80 to 125 degrees centigrade. So the maximum temperature at which the bacteria can survive is around 125 degrees centigrade. Now how this bacteria can survive such higher temperature? Then the reason is the cell membrane of this organism have higher level of saturated fatty acid, and because of this saturated fatty acid, the cell membrane is able to retain its shape at higher temperature, and these organisms have enzymes like alloenzyme which are structurally similar to that normal enzyme, is able to perform the functions at higher temperature also. So by that type of enzyme and because of the presence of saturated fatty acid, this particular organism can survive the higher temperature. Now the adaptation of kangaroo rat. Now the kangaroo rat in North American desert is capable to fulfill its water requirement by internal oxidation of fat. Mainly it is known that the kangaroo rat can live without water up to 3 to 5 years, because it can also produce the water from the dry seed by the oxidation of fat, as the water is the byproduct of oxidation of fat. Another adaptation is they release concentrated urine, as in their kidney the Henle's loop's length is very high, and because of this long length of Henle's loop, the urine that they form is very concentrated, and because of this concentrated urine they release higher excretory substrate and lower amount of water, and they mainly release only that type of excretory substrate which can be released in less water. In this way they can save their water. Now we have discussed about the organisms that are living in higher temperature, but in lower temperature that like Antarctic oceans, there are also many organisms which can survive, like many fishes and other animals. So that fishes or animals are able to survive at very low temperature. The frigid water of Antarctic oceans should be good enough to freeze the fish blood, because to flow the blood in a liquid form, the temperature should be higher enough, but at Antarctic ocean the temperature is very low, and at this lower temperature the blood can be also freeze. But in the organism or fish which is living in Antarctic ocean, the blood is not freeze because of the presence of antifreeze, and these antifreeze are some of the proteins which enables the blood to flow in a liquid conditions. So because of the presence of this antifreeze protein, the blood is not freeze inside the body of fish. Now there are many organisms which can survive in the deepest region of the ocean, and if we go inside the soil, then the pressure will be increased, and almost there is a dark environment. Many marine invertebrates and fish live at the depth of ocean where pressure could be more than 100 times than the normal atmospheric pressure. So how can these organisms can live at certain condition? Now how can this fish can survive this higher pressure? Fish living closer to the surface of ocean may have swim bladder, and this swim bladder is a larger organ which is filled by air, and because of this air the fish on the surface of ocean can swim. But the fish which are living in depth of ocean have like this swim bladder, and because of this swim bladder absence, there is no air sacs present in their body, and because of the absence of this air sac, this fish is not crushed, or they can easily survive in that condition. Now the deepest dwelling species of fish is Hadal snailfish, and it is found in depth of around 8,200 meters. There is a photo of Hadal snailfish which is survived at the depth of 8,200 meters. Now there are also different organisms which can survive such depth, like deep sea octopus, deep sea dragonfish, zombie worm, etc. Now we will discuss about the behavioral response. That is, the organism give response or get adapted to that environment by changing in their behavior. That is known as behavioral response. Now the desert lizard lack physiological abilities to deal with the higher temperature of habitat. Now they manage to keep their body temperature constant by behavioral means. When the temperature drop below, then they bask in the sun and absorb the heat. And because of this absorption of heat, the temperature of their body will be constant. In anyhow, by changing in their behavior, this desert lizard try to maintain its body temperature at a constant level. As ambient temperature start increasing, they move into the shady region. So in this way, by changing its behavior, it will get adapted to that particular environment. Now we will discuss about the population. First, what is the population? Then population is a group of the same species living in a particular area at a given time. In population, we are only considering a same species. For example, if we are talking about human population, then in this we are only focused on the human. That is, no other animals are included in human population. That is, the group of the same species is known as population. Because in nature, no single individual of any species may found. That is, there is no survival chance for that organism. Majority of them live in a group. Now, a group of individual which is produced by asexual reproduction is also known as population in ecological term. For example, there are various examples of population such as cormorants in wetlands, rat in abandoned dwelling, bacteria in culture plate, frogs in pond. Now, bacteria in a culture plate, in this diagram you are seeing the Petri plate, and that yellow or white spots are the colony of bacteria. Because bacteria are very narrow in size, we cannot see by naked eyes. But when these bacteria divide and produce a new individual, then this reproduction is continuous and it will form a bunch of bacteria. And this bunch of bacteria is known as a colony of bacteria. In each colony, there may be a number of bacteria more than 1 lakh to 10 lakh. So, when the number of bacteria reach around 50,000 to 1 lakh, then they appear only as a colony. Now, every population has some particular features. Now, first feature is all individuals of a population belong to one species. That if we are talking about human, then in human population we will only include Homo sapiens sapiens. The individuals are morphologically and anatomically similar. Now, in all these features, we will consider human population as example. Now, all humans are morphologically and anatomically similar. The individual is or are genetically related to each other. That human, they have some portion of genetic material which is similar in each and every human. Now, the individual are reproductively isolated from other species. Then the reproduction method of human is completely different from the other organism. So, every population has these 4 features. As population level, natural selection operates to evolve desired traits. Now, what is natural selection? That is, nature changes their or its certain conditions, and in this changing condition, that organism have to adapt some traits to deal with that changing condition. So, this natural selection will make organism able to adapt some traits. A population ecology is an important area because it links ecology to population genetics and evolution. Now, there is many characteristics of population like density, mortality or death rate, then birth rate or natality, population growth, sex ratio, etc. Now, in next lecture, we will discuss every characteristic of population in detail. This is your homework for today.